Brand new this morning, for the first time since the Paula Deen scandal broke, Deen's sons are speaking out. Just moments ago, in a New Day exclusive, they came to their mother's defense. Bobby and Jamie Deen say the public should accept her apologies. Take a listen.
If my mom says she's sorry, you can bet that she's sorry. And Bobby and I are here today not to stem the tide for endorsements or any of those things. We're here to speak out for our mother's character and to say that our mother is a truly wonderful people that is inclusive of all people and spends a lot of her time and energies to help those people that are challenged.
One of the complicating factors here is that Deen has admitted to saying these things, and that has spurred certain business partners to break affiliations. The latest is the largest pork producer, Smithfield, pulling her endorsement deal with Deen. So what does this all mean from a branding and PR perspective? Let's bring in branding and social media consultant Peter Shankman. Mr. Shankman, pleasure to have you on New Day.
Good to be here. Congrats on the show.
Thank you very much. You watched the interview. What was your takeaway?
There's really not much they can do to defend their mother. I mean, I get they want to defend their mother, but the fact of the matter is, this is not someone saying that she said this. This is her in a deposition under oath saying, yes, I said this. So there's not that much they can do to defend her right now. The best thing that can happen right now is for her to essentially do what Eliot Spitzer did several years ago, disappear. Disappear for a couple of years. We're a very short attention span theater country. Let her go away for a couple of years, let her do some volunteer work, perhaps at the Southern Poverty Law Center, something like that. She'll come back. She has a very big following, but it's not about the audience right now. It's about the advertisers who don't want to touch her.
All right, so let's walk into the dangerous waters here a little bit. She admitted this, right? We didn't track it down.
Correct.
We didn't expose it. Does that matter for anything?
Well, it brings up the question of how it wasn't very farsighted. She did it not thinking for a second that this would come out, that this would turn into a bigger story.
How do you know that?
I don't, and that's the question I'm asking. Why would she do this? Everyone has to think, if you're going to admit something like that, and you're a celebrity, this is going to come out. So I'm not sure who coached her or how this worked. But
maybe she was just being truthful, and she was under oath.
And that's true, and she had to say it, but, you know, you have to ask yourself, if she had a PR coach or a PR firm at that point, they didn't do that great of a job, and if she didn't have one, she probably should have.
But she was under oath. You're not supposed to spin when you're under oath.
No, she was under oath. Agreed. But, you know, again, could there have been, and there were different questions. The Sun said that they all had their interviews separately. So the question is, was she asked these questions? It's going to come out because it's public record. She should have had a better backup plan for when it did.
It seems to me that Paula Deen is being treated like any bigot would. But does she qualify that way? Why isn't she different? Because she told the truth? Because this is something she said was long ago? Because this is something she says she didn't mean?
The party reference of having a Southern slavery party, that didn't help. I think the problem is that Paula Deen is a very divisive woman to begin with. You know, there are people who love her and there are people who can't stand her.
But it was because of butter, not because she was a bigot.
But it doesn't matter. When you do something wrong, you're going to hear from enemies you never knew existed. And that's really what's happening now. People are coming out of the woodwork, and you're hearing, oh, I never liked her, she was good. You know, there's nothing she can do to defend, these were her words, there's nothing she can do to defend it right now. She needs to go away for a while.
And make up for it. You use the analogy of Eliot Spitzer. That wouldn't have been my first choice. But do you see these two as equivalent in terms of the wrong?
They were two very different wrongs. My analogy is the fact that when Eliot Spitzer got caught, you couldn't find him. He was gone. And sure enough, he came back a year and a half later. We're a very forgiving society after our celebrities have paid their debts.
Admitting she did it wrong, coming forward and apologizing and showing that she means it. The boys, obviously very authentic in their pain in this and wanting the message to be straight that this is all wrong. Helpful.
No question it was helpful, but again, you know, it's still very raw. And this isn't like a Tiger Woods situation where she slept with someone, or no one cares who he slept with or who she slept with. This is something that offends millions of people.
Well, this is something we do not tolerate in our society.
No question about it. We don't. You know, we're much more tolerant, strangely enough, of people having affairs or things like that. We're not tolerant of this. It's very divisive, and that's why no matter how much she apologizes right now, we're still going to be very angry. Time does heal, though. I'm not saying that she'll ever be accepted for what she did, but time does heal.
And how she spends that time important as well.
Exactly.
Peter Shankman,
My
thank
pleasure.
you very much. Appreciate it very much. Kate, back to you.